on Saturday. Lee?
And Deanna is one of the most positive, friendly, upbeat athletes and human beings you could ever meet. So good on the playing surface and off. We wish her well also. All right, let's go to 800-meter distance for the women. And here is Chanel Price.
Now 30, competing at her fourth U.S. trials and really enjoying a resurgence in her career. Only 2/100th off her lifetime best. She's dealt with multiple health issues from 2017 to 2020, so really nice to see her back on the track.
And this is the first of 5 heats of the women's 800. There's the full field for you. The top 2 in each heat will advance to the semis, which are tomorrow, and the final is on Sunday. Here is Juliet Whitaker.
One of 4 teens in these trials. She's just 17. Both her parents are in track at Georgetown. She hasn't met the Olympic standard yet, hoping to get it as the rounds progress, and if she's able to progress.
And much like Chanel, when she started her career, she also competed at 17 at her first Olympic trials and has been sharing her experience and wealth of knowledge with the youngsters.
First heat in the women's 800 underway. Corey McGee, by the way, was meant to be in this race. Corey, of course, made the team in the women's 1500, and so she was a late withdrawal from the 800 heats.
And you see Price immediately shoot to the front. She has spent the bulk of her career actually pacing on the Diamond League circuit. So if there's anybody in this field that knows exactly how to stick to the pace that she wants to run, it's the young lady in green, Chanel Price.
And the youngster just tucking in right there behind her. That's a smart way to run your first big race at the Olympic trials. Get behind the most experienced athlete and hang on for dear life.
They went through 227.7. So Price continues to lead. And the youngster, Whitaker, nicely placed in second.
Michelle Howell on the inside on the rail there. And then you see Sage Herder, white top, black bottom. She runs 4th. Must be in the top 2 to go through. Straight through to the semifinals tomorrow.
A little faster than we'd expect. 58.7 for the first lap. And Price still doing all the work.
Really enjoying a resurgence this year. Good to be healthy. She's had some challenges over the last couple of years.
And trains now with the Oregon Track Club here in Eugene. Trains with Sabrina Sutherland and Hannah Green.
Herder made a nice move to get up now into second. She's tucked in behind Price. We know what she's going to be thinking. I'm going to wait and see if I can't make a move with all this daylight in front of me as we turn for home.
Tanner in the black top, black bottoms on the inside. That's Amber Tanner, the 23-year-old from Tennessee.
129.6 at 600. Here we go.
Sage Herder in second, and that's a qualifying position. These two will be auto qualifiers. Nice work from Chanel Price and Sage Herder. They go straight through to the semis. The 17-year-old Juliet Whitaker comes across the line in 3rd.
Price's personal best is 159.10, and she ran 159.8 in round 1. Somebody's ready for the trials.
Like we said, good to be healthy. She's feeling good. Is Chanel Price.
The youngster Whitaker.
And she looked like a true veteran out there on the track today and just glances back to say, who's there? Nobody? All right, I'll take this heat gladly, in a close to lifetime best in the first round. And the women's 800 is one of the hottest events here at the Olympic trials. So she's going to need some of her best running to be able to make this team.
You see the youngster Whitaker. She would eventually finish 3rd in 2:01.21. That's actually a personal best for her. So she'll hope to qualify on time.
1 down, 4 to go as far as the heats for the women's 800. Chanel Price, Sage Herder, they go through. And as we do with the various distances, we will keep. It doesn't matter how many records you've broken in the past. It doesn't matter who you just signed a big contract with. You have to start the race in the right lane, right?
This is an experience on display. She goes, oh, I'm in lane. Oh, no, I'm in. That's Hannah Green's basket. She was starting lane 6. The biggest prodigy, I think, since Allison Felix. And don't think this Oregon crowd doesn't know it. There are a lot of collegians that are thrilled that she went pro yesterday. World junior record in the indoor 800, American junior record, and the NCAA record in the outdoor 800, and numerous other records that she has just taken a red pen to the entire collegiate season. She's one and done at A&M.
Mo is up against Alicia Williams, Brenda Martinez, Schlachtenhafen, Sammy Watson, Nikki Hiltz, Hannah Green. We saw that there with the mix-up in lanes. And here is Brenda Martinez.
Silver medalist in 2013. In 2016, she made the team in the 1500 after getting tangled up. But what's been really difficult for Brenda is in 2016, she was dealing with depression. But last September, she tested positive for a masking agent that was on the banned substance list. She sent her pill bottle into the lab for analysis, and it turned out that her antidepressant was contaminated with a diuretic that was not listed on the label. She was cleared of any wrongdoing by the anti-doping authorities, but the episode forced her to go public, and it's just been really tumultuous for her. But she says she's back and she's ready to qualify for Tokyo.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Every individual deals with mental health issues differently. She was forced to come out to say that to defend herself.
And we have to remind the audience that although Athing Mu is running the 800 here, she has been running the 400 for the entire ladder collegiate season. So it means that she's coming here with some very fresh legs.
And I selfishly wanted to see her in that 400-meter lead, but she posted on her Instagram, she said, Miss 800 called and said she missed me. And I answered that call.
And Athing Mu sits second at the moment. Do you remember when we were all at Ocean Breeze, Staten Island, back in 2019? That's when we first saw Athing Mu as a high schooler. She's from Trenton, New Jersey, and she blew everyone and she blew us away there. And her career has only gone upwards at a very steep trajectory.
Yep, her parents moved here from Sudan 2 decades ago, so she grew up in New Jersey. And if you followed high school track and field at all, you've been paying attention to her for a long time. A bona fide prodigy, as I said.
One to go. Nikki Hiltz leads. And then it's Athing Mu. Hannah Green with hip number 7, all in green.
And a slower first lap for the ladies in this round, which is easy running for Athing Mu. Hiltz, who, better known as the 1,500-meter runner, will have the strength, but will be hard to keep pace with the youngster Athing Mu.
Brenna Detra there. Here comes Brenda Martinez on the extreme left.
Athing Mu had a sub-50 split this season indoors. The fastest split ever in NCAA championship history, so we know if there's anybody that has the speed to get home here, it's the young lady in front.
Helen Schlachtenhafen in the black, white, and red. Schlachtenhafen's moved into second. Here comes Hannah Green, all in green. Athing Mu leads. Top 2 go through to the semis. Hannah Green has got by Schlachtenhafen. It's Athing Mu and Hannah Green auto-qualifying for the semi in the women's 800. 2 minutes flat, .70.
She turned 19 last week. You can't tell by the way she ran this heat.
Completely in control. I spoke with her and she said this is her favorite event. There was no way she was going to be coming to these Olympic trials and not competing in her favorite event. Everything that she's been doing up to this point, running 400s, dominating the 400 at the collegiate level, was preparing her for moments like this. And to see the poise and control on this youngster, she looks like she's been doing this for so long, looking up at the board, seeing where she's at, and just able to really cruise it in the final phases of this 800. I am so excited to watch this young superstar as she continues to develop.
There is no move that was going to be made by anybody in this field that Athing Mu was not ready for. So the youngster is on to the semifinal round, taking Hannah Green with her as the 2 automatic qualifiers out of this heat.
Quite fitting, isn't it? First race as a professional for Athing Mu. She's victorious. And she's with Lewis Johnson. Lewis?
All right, so Miss 800 called you back, and what did she say?
She said, let's get back to it, young lady. The 400 was fun, but it's time to go, you know. It's time to make the team this 800.
Yeah, so you ran so many 400s earlier in the year, but how comfortable do you feel in this, and what are your thoughts about your progress here as you move through the rounds?
Yeah, I mean, getting back to it for the first time kind of felt like, oh, wow, we're back. But I think as the rounds progress, it'll feel even better and better. But, I mean, I'm just happy to be here and it's time to get moving. So,
All right. Good luck the rest of the way.
thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Let's check in on the field events and Paul Swangard. Hey, Paul.
Hey, thanks very much, Lewis. Again, more qualifying on this.
So much to come. They're looking for that spot in Tokyo, like Ajay Wilson, the American record holder.
We've already seen one New Jersey star, Athing Mu, get through to the semifinals. Here's another Neptune, New Jersey's own Ajay Wilson. She was third at the World Championships 2 years ago.
Ajay's up against namesake in Ali Wilson. Ali will start in lane 2. Here she is.
And she's set a personal best every time she stepped on the track. She started the season at 2:02, is down sub-2 now, and will need to continue that trend. As we've talked about, this 800 team is going to be very difficult to make.
Michaela Meyer is in lane 5. Roshan Willis in 4. Sarah Hendrick, Julia Rist, Lauren Johnson, and Skylin Webb.
Keep an eye on also lane 8, Sabrina Sutherland. She's from Cardoza High School in Queens. That's a school that produced Dalila Muhammad and Phyllis Francis.
So Ajay Wilson second from the extreme left in the pink top. Bright yellow shoes starting to come across now. How will Ajay construct this race? What's it going to look like?
And you know, when you're an American, sometimes the landscape can change quickly. Ajay Wilson has been the dominant 800-meter woman in America, and then all of a sudden, here comes Raven Rogers, beats her at Worlds, and now here comes Athing Mu. So the landscape has changed for the American record holder. She's on the outside in third.
And that's Ali Wilson, who has the lead, and she said she struggled a bit with nerves being here at the Olympic trials, which this is like no other event. It's not like practice, it's not like indoor, it's not like any other meet. But she doesn't look like they're troubling her now as she's in the front and looking really strong.
59.34 for that opening lap. Ali Wilson has run sub 2 minutes in the 800. So it's Wilson and Wilson, Ali and Ajay, first and second.
And I think Ajay has said, okay, I think now I want to get a little closer and close the gap down the back stretch.
And one thing you'll see when you watch Ajay Wilson compete, she never looks distressed. Whether she's at top speed or just below it, she always looks comfortable.
You see Virginia's Michaela Meyer get into the picture now in third. Only the top 2 will qualify automatically. They've gone through 600 and 130.
Roshan Willis is there in the red top. And then Lauren Johnson. So the run to home now, there's some positions changing, and there's pressure on the Wilsons. Ajay goes to the front. Ali's in a little danger here because Michaela Meyer. But Wilson comes back. So Ajay Wilson wins. Ali has to really hustle to get there for second for that auto qualify.
And that's experience from Ajay Wilson, who felt them coming and said, okay, let me put a little bit of separation between the 2 women behind me. She tried to really ease the pace back when she went to the front, but only the top 2 are guaranteed to be in the next round, and Ajay didn't want any trouble. And you like to see when an athlete is able to turn on the jets that late in the race. She was able to separate in the final 5 to 10 meters and looked really, really in control.
So there's a look at Ali Wilson looking up, and she goes up. I see Ajay behind me, which is where I figured she would be. But she did well in the final lap. She had the lead with just over 100 meters to go. And you see Ajay Wilson saying, okay, I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to get to the front. And if anybody else wants to come and challenge me, I have to hold them off. I don't want to play any games with being outside the top 2. Now they start to push a little bit. But the top 2 are the Wilsons, Ajay and Ali.
And you'll often see the athletes in the endurance events have a look up to them. When they come through the final turn, you'll see their eye line go up to the left, because at the southern end of the stadium here at Hayward Field, there's a big screen. And they want to have a look. It's like their big rear view mirror. They want to see who is where. Thumbs up from Ajay Wilson. She didn't make the final in Rio. She would love to go all the way in Tokyo. And Ajay and Ali Wilson, they automatically qualify for the semi-finals. And as we get deeper into these heats in the women's 800, we will keep you in the loop on time as to who the other qualifiers are. It's been a lot of fun, and we've still got 3 more days of coverage after we say farewell tonight. But let's continue with the women's 800-meter heats, and here is Sabrina Sutherland in lane 8.
Yeah, I had a thing, Mo, slip up. I had her in the last heat. She's in lane 8, heat 4. She ran 158.8 this year and got on everybody's radar. This is familiar confines for her because she trained and attended the university, trained here and attended the University of Oregon. 158.8.
Let's have a look who else is in this 4th heat. Remember, the top 2 go through. Kayla Edwards right there on the inside. She'll be one to keep an eye on. Rebecca Mera is in this also. Here's Kayla.
And I think Mo has introduced a lot of speed into this event, but here is Kayla Edwards, who is a 2016 NCAA indoor champion at a mile. She was second at the 800 meters at the 2020 U.S. indoor champion behind Ajay. Now 27, has a lot of experience, and we really want to make her first Olympic team here.
And here's Sinclair Johnson, only 12th in the 1500 final on Monday. So she's back trying to make it in the 800. She'll start in lane 7.
Fourth heat of the women's 800 meters. Rebecca Mera on the far right, on the outside. Sabrina Sutherland off to a good start, all in green on her inside.
She's easy to spot in that green. Only a thing Mo has run faster this year among Americans. So she'll cut for the inside now, and she'll be easy to spot in that green of the Oregon Track Club Elite.
And that's Kendra Chambers there on the inside, All-American while at the University of Texas. Paced a lot of 800 meters overseas, so is used to a fast pace and has been training well.
28.5 through 200. There's a little bit of a bump by the front runners just in the early going there, but everybody's settled in now and has some space.
It's Lauren Barnes who leads early, hit number 4 there over Sutherland. Now here comes Rebecca Mera, the 26-year-old from California. The bell lap and Mera leads. Kendra Chambers is in there also.
Kendra Chambers, who trains with Rose Monday, head coach of the Olympic team, has said that she's been training well and she looks like she's still in good striking position, but still in the lead. That's Rebecca Mera, who looks really strong and comfortable through 600 meters.
She was also in that 1500 final on Monday. She finished 11th. So Nera and others, including Johnson, trying to bounce back from disappointing finishes in the 1500.
Kendra Chambers now clearly in third. Rebecca Mera is going to lead into the home stretch. Now here comes Sabrina Sutherland. Round the outside, comfortably in front. And these top 2 have gapped the rest. It's going to be Sabrina Sutherland and Rebecca Mera, who automatically qualify for the semis in the 800. Nice run. 2 flat, 0.85.
The ones who are in danger of getting to the final are the ones who look most comfortable in this first round. Not just the running of the race, but controlling the race late. If you have a lot more in the tank, you are able to hold anybody off in the final 100. Sutherland did that.
Prior to the finish of that race, the bubble is Nikki Hiltz at a 2:01.42. We'll keep an eye on times.
And this is Sabrina Sutherland, who, like Otto mentioned, just looked completely in control. Separated from Mera there and easily through to the next round.
So Kendra Chambers doing some work there and losing ground. She would eventually finish in 4th. No such problems for Sutherland and Mera.
Rebecca Mera made the final of the 1500 on Monday, but finished outside the top 10. She's going straight through to the semi-finals in the 800, along with Sabrina Sutherland. You remember the World 5 of 8 days of competition in a 10-day window. The 5th and final heat of the women's 800, and here is Raven Rogers.
Unforgettable run when she was a surprise silver medalist at the 2019 World Champion. And we expected that. Lee mentioned that she's legendary in this stadium. I can't imagine what it's like to run with your face on the Bowerman Tower. And she said that this year she's never held herself more accountable. She's been working on herself mentally and physically and feels very prepared for these championships. She trained with Ajay when she beat her in Doha, has since left, and now trains with Donovan Brazier.
Olivia Baker's on the extreme inside, Emily Richards, and then you have Aikens, Miller, Goria on, the 16-year-old in lane 7 there. We'll tell you more about her in a moment. Final heat of the women's 800. And there's Raven Rogers, 3rd from the left, blue and green.
Keep an eye on Kate Grace in lane 8. She's actually the defending Olympic trials champion, and she was the only American to make the Olympic final 5 years ago in Rio.
Kate's coming across in that group of 3 on the far left there in the blue and green Nike colors.
And Raven Rogers loves to run from the front. We've seen the other champions, Athing Mu, Ajay Wilson, okay, tucking behind their competition, but Raven likes to push the pace. And so we're seeing her doing that early on in the first round.
27.7 through 200 for these women.
So she may not feature at the end, so let us tell you about the athlete all in red on the left-hand side of your screen. That's Sophia Goriaron. She only turned 16 on June 20th. What were you doing at 16? Can you imagine running in an Olympic trials?
The youngest athlete competing in these trials, period. This must be exhilarating for her and her family watching on.
And the way she's looked this year, she'll be back. So Raven Rogers now has been passed by Olivia Baker, the former Stanford star, but looking very comfortable. And you see the response now by the World Championship silver medalist. She wants to be in control with 200 meters to go.
And here comes Kate Grace. Grace surge there up into 3rd, now pushes through to 2nd. Miller is in the mix. Aikens is there. Here comes Goriaron. Top 2 go through.
129.7 through 600 as the Olympian Grace and the World Championship silver medalist Rogers have the lead. Here comes Aikens.
The teenager is pushing hard, all in red. She's going to try and do it on time. She won't do it from position. Kate Grace has got some pressure from Aikens. She's going to have to rally there. Whoa, Aikens really lent well. 2 minutes flat point 7.6. I'm intrigued, Addo and Sonia, to see who gets that 2nd spot. Raven Rogers wins, but who was it? Nia Aikens or Kate Grace?
It's Kate Grace with the 2nd automatic spot. Aikens was 100th of a second behind. So here's a look at the finish. Rogers is going to be comfortably first, but it's the lean for the tape. And the Olympian Kate Grace just gets the better of Aikens.
So no great surprises there, seeing the World Championship silver medalist and 5-time NCAA 800-meter champ Raven Rogers with the heat win. So the automatic cues there, the automatic qualifications for the semis with Raven Rogers, Kate Grace. As we mentioned, no great surprise there. I want to tell you that Helen Schlachtenhafen got through on time, and so too did Rebecca Mera.